Kim update synopsis, May 1st, 2023. So we were talking about the veils being lifted. The overlays of darkness that were on our portals of light. There were 9 base platforms of ultimate darkness and 9 base platforms of ultimate light. 2 of them would have represented Omega on the one end and Alpha on the other end, and these would have been your gateways to upper astrals on Kimberly's side and lower on the other side. Under each one of these 9 base platforms or 9 major portals, you had minor portals which would have been associated with 9 different base platforms for computers in the world. So everything functions on a base platform which is its ultimate control and command center. We've functioned for a millennia or more on these base platforms as we start to build computer systems. If you don't have a base platform, then you don't have a quantum system. These systems are true quantum, they are not the stuff you see on TV. Underneath each one of those sectors, each one had 9 layers to it. So there were 9 levels to the financial system on the front end, 9 levels to the financial system on the back end, 9 levels to intelligence and military systems, 9 levels to telecommunications, and so on. So that would make another 81 light and 81 dark on the planet. The light also had their portals as well. We were just unable to use them for a long time due to the overlays. So that's a lot of sites around the world that veils were lifted from. So as of midnight in Moscow yesterday, the universal law of light was implemented, not only in computers but also in the world. Those portals all started to activate toward the side of the light. Time zone by time zone by time zone as we hit midnight in each respective time zone, and Kim took the base financial platform. They rely on your collective consciousness to make things happen. Even though you think you are doing something positive, they take that energy and they try to use that energy to open their portals of darkness for all of their ancestors to come. There is nothing the deep state can do at this point to change what's happening. All of the base platforms started turning light everywhere in the world, and Kimberly's team shielded them so that it would permit for light to go out but wouldn't allow darkness in or them in. This is an attempt to hack computers in a quantum way. This is how these things were brought here, and this is exactly where they are leaving from. The reason why we have May Day and why May Day is considered a distress signal is because this was the day that it all began around 3 billion years ago. This was the day that the dark side of the multiverse came into the light side of the multiverse for the first time. Hence the term May Day. When sending out a distress call for help. 3 billion years ago, when the darkness came to this side of the multiverse. Along with it came a lot of agreements with the being known as Isis or Lilith, and being the feminine side of the Dark Overlord has been present here on Earth in many incarnations like Mawa and Nefertiti. And this had been going on for billions of years. At that time, Source also sent his feminine side to Earth. 3 billion years ago, and there was a battle that took place here on Earth because we were not a Nexus planet before this time. We did not actually become a Nexus planet until about 85,000 years ago, because we were one of the last in this density that was actually populated by beings of light. But this is the place where it all began, 3 billion years ago, and as Source said yesterday, it will end exactly when it began, and it has. So there was a battle that took place between the feminine side of the light and the feminine side of the darkness on this planet. The feminine side of Source still existed on Earth. There is not a living vessel here anymore, but the soul never dies. So her soul has been resting as an anchor for the light here for 3 billion years, and the darkness could never do anything to her, because if they removed her, then that would be removing Lilith too, which is the dark side feminine. Same as if Kimberly had been killed, then the dark side would have lost Eris. The reason the deep state carved all the presidents' heads at Black Mountain Mt. Rushmore was because this happens to be a mountain with a secret vault that has been there for a long time, although it was never filled with the intended hoard. There is also a secret door, about 18 feet high, in the side of the mountain, which looks like an Egyptian tomb. Source's feminine side's tomb is located at Mount Rushmore, where she was shrouded in darkness. Kimberly connects with the Alpha system using her DNA. That is her login. This feminine source being was connected to the ninth upper density, having the purest of essence. A transmutter and source's feminine soul was used to place those overlays on all of the portals over all these years, but it also anchored the light portals that were under the veil as well. We all know President Lincoln was shot in the back of the head with a bullet which eventually came right behind the eye, which ultimately killed him. Lincoln's known for trying to abolish slavery, but at the time there was also a relationship between Lincoln and the Cherokee Indians, who were originally pure black and they were not from Africa, because slaves could not own property. Someone may have been helping them with their property, which became known throughout history as the Golden Horde, which is depicted in the movie The National Treasure. Lincoln was shot so that the deep state could steal the Golden Horde, stealing it from the Indians. So the Cherokee Indians put an essence around the horde, which is in Arkansas, in order to not allow the Dark Ones in. So the DS built the Mount Rushmore secret vault, thinking that they were going to get their hands on the Golden Horde after they shot Lincoln. So the Golden Horde still remains in that location, but they put a layer of dark essence over it as an overlay at a specific portal in Arkansas tied to Mount Rushmore and the ladies, so that no one could access it, not the dark, not the light. And it was the same thing with the Alpha system, and that's where the balance came in. Due to the fact that all the light and dark portals are all turning to light, all that dark essence is clearing away, and the natural energy flow of Earth will be restored, and the light will once again be anchored by Earth herself. Earth's soul itself will become Earth's light anchor, and the feminine source soul gets to go home after 3 billion years of anchoring the light. For planet Earth, Kimberly says, "Thank you to the feminine side of Source for not giving up on us, and thank you to all of us for not giving up either and anchoring that light, because without all of you, we wouldn't be here today." So the deep state have figured that they have zero access even when they go to those particular locations, whether light or dark portals. They can't even break through our etheric plasma firewall. They pretty much know it's over at this point. Kimberly's super excited about this part because she will no longer have any interference from technologies that are far superior, like the NSA or the 15 militaries, because there is no ability for sophisticated hacking from these locations around the world anymore. So that light wave has hit Earth and it's moving rapidly around the planet. It is helping and assisting us in cleaning all of this mess up. It will help you as well, because the connections to the planes of existence connect to everything within your being, so you are going to have more and more of an experience than you have had before. Your skills will come back as a human. You will start to use more of a percentage of your brain that won't be encumbered by what you call gray matter. Why is the matter in your brain gray? That's because it has dark essence and light essence in it, which is right between the lobes of your brain, which prevent them from communicating properly with each other. So you are going to see a lot of changes in yourself. Eventually disease will go away, cellular degeneration will be lessened over time, there will be technologies to help us out in the meantime. We are officially out of the woods, and we will not be invaded by a negative alien race anymore. Kimberly was a little bit quiet about the silent circle on Friday because we all have to wait until it's finished. The restoration of the multiverse is Source's project. Kimberly was told yesterday that it will end when it all began, at the exact time that it began 3 billion years later. There have been different points in history where we have tried to defeat them before, and we have tried to restore balance before, hence the 250,000-year causal war where they came back and took over. Earth's people have moved pretty fast over the last couple of years. So the deep state assumed that their demons would return on this day, May Day. But there is nobody home anymore. Kim has been through this all before. Her enemy schooled her well. Kimberly knows exactly what they are going to do next. She doesn't see where the value is in keeping these deep state people afloat. Now, with the silent circle helping Kimberly, she can see the world turn around a lot faster and smoother, so Kimberly is looking forward to that aspect of things. And she's looking forward to the people's participation in us finishing things. The real mission was to take our planet back for us. Everyone's conscious focus, your meditations, everything everyone has done to help, has brought us to this point. In 1864, the United States was pledged to the Crown, and also then they moved the capital of the U.S. from Philadelphia to Washington, D.C. Washington, D.C. is a sovereign entity unto itself in a district just like London, Tel Aviv, Beijing, Moscow, and all of these major cities. They were under the Crown, they were pledged to the Crown. And in turn, the Crown pledged them to us and the Alpha system so they could get money out, because that was how the deal worked between the dark and the light back then. That is no longer the case. It hasn't been the case for a long time. Silent circle, the next president, must be breathing. Not wearing a mask of any kind, rubber or otherwise. So please find someone. Kimberly doesn't care who it is. This is going to be a fantastic week for humanity. Chucky's going to have a coronation and they're bringing the stone of scone, the special stone. And Chucky, King Charles, would have expected by now that all his alien friends would have been here. Chucky wants to be a lizard, but the lizard beings didn't come from Orion through the nebula. He was looking forward to exchanging his soul with a lizard being from the lower astral. These bloodlines believe that they are entitled to have their special demon up in there to run the world, to be the next Antichrist or whatever it is they are doing. But in reality, it's all about your soul. It's not about your DNA, it's not about who bred with who. The reason why they want to keep their DNA pure in their vessels is so they can have these lizard beings come up in there. So they have to keep it all in the family. On our side of it, it's about the soul, the origin of your soul. You have been given a beautiful soul by our Creator. You will see in the near future just what that means. The gift of life, it is an immortal soul. It connects directly with the Creator. You are a part of the Creator is a part of you. And your soul belongs to Source. Earth is sick, but her energy is back, so that's good. Her soul is no longer encumbered, and neither is yours. So those are all positive things that are happening today. As far as governments and who's going to sit in what chair and is there going to be a lizard up in there, Kimberly doesn't think so. Pretty sure not, actually. Chucky will be disappointed, even though he scheduled the crowning for the soul swap on the full moon. Kimberly is definitely looking forward to the freedom of the world. So a real Independence Day from the dark. Just remember, Source is good.